Hey!
Hello, guys. Very
Hello!
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you listen to this podcast. Welcome to another episode of Comics. Um, we are here to talk about nerd news and entertainment as we usually are. We have a very quick agenda today that we're going to get into. So just a little taste of what we got going on. We're going to talk about Quentin Tarantino's final film that has been announced. We have some WWE news that we wanted to talk about. One of us has gone to a Nintendo World of sorts that we'll speak about
One
a little
of
bit
us.
later. Don't know
One
who.
of us.
Uh, the new Superman film has already been announced. Who is going to be directing it? We'll be talking about that. A little bit about a DC show coming out on HBO Max. Some more Zack Snyder DC news coming out. And then Guillermo del Toro talks about something. Then we're going to get into some spoiler talk of The Last of Us, as well as some for Mandalorian. So that is a nice little sprinkle of what we got going on. So hang tight with us for a little bit. But in the meantime, let's go around the room and we'll just get reacquainted with everybody. I'm your host for today. My name's Luis. And then we have, I should probably say,
No one knows who you're pointing to,
I'm
bro.
like, who are you pointing at, friend?
I was pointing at Ash, and then Ash, you can throw it over to somebody.
Hey, I'm Ash. I don't know. I was like in a K-pop group.
And then throw it over to somebody.
And
And then throw it over.
I'm all.
over in the
Please
white
say your
shirt
name.
is. Over in the white shirt is.
Andres, Heidi.
Oh, hi, I'm Mighty Mosby. I'm going by Mighty Mosby. Or
What's
just
up?
Mosby. I guess Mosby's fine too. Yeah.
Can we go with Mose? I'll probably call you
I was
Mose.
gonna. Oh, you took it from me. I was gonna be like, can we get to a point where it's like The Office? I could call you not because of the person, but like we could call you Mose, and we can like.
What are you drinking there, Mose?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I am drinking North Coast Brewing Old Rasputin, my friend. This is a really good stout. Also, their slogan is never say die. So
Ooh,
there's that.
little Goonies reference in there. I like it.
Exactly.
So
It's
you
so
recommend
good.
it?
I do. It's really tasty. It's really tasty. I picked it
If
on
you
purpose.
put it up on the camera one more time. All right. So
Whatever guy should tell a woman.
I
On the
want. And so I
There you
am gonna say, everybody memorize that drink because
Yeah, we
I
could.
have
Blurt out.
an Allaglash floating holiday.
It's blurry, friend.
Shit, it is blurry as hell. I'm gonna have to change my settings. It is a blonde ale, which normally I'm fine with, and this is the reason I bought a blonde ale. Is that is what my wife to be enjoys. However, this one is particularly disgusting. So, which
Wait a
usually blondes, it's very like it's hard to fuck that up. Like it's just
Yeah.
smooth, and it's like a very low alcohol content, but really hoppy. So it's like not like I'm not even getting anything good out of it. Like,
Oh
That's
no.
kind of why you. That's why when we go to like a beer thing, that's why I get the blondes because I expect it to not be heavy or anything like that. Like
right, and
so
that's
weird.
usually the idea behind it. That's actually what
It's a
Damon likes
given.
about it too. Yeah. And then I had this one and I'm like, ugh, like not good. But I wanted to show. So don't buy this one unless you really like hoppy shit with none of
Unless
the
we're
alcohol.
sponsored by it, then buy a lot of it.
At which point, Allagash.
A good wit beer called something Rascal. That's pretty good.
Allagash does?
Oh, I know what you mean. I like that beer.
That
I
one
like
is
that
actually easy drinking. I think you would like that one better.
I do like my stouts. I like well, because of you, Andres, I got turned on to hazy IPAs. I never used to give a shit about IPAs in general.
Oh.
But
I think you were going to say men, but either way,
I don't know why
The
people
thing
drink
about dick.
those. I don't know why people drink IPAs. IPAs are like a trick.
Required-
It's like a test. It's
Yeah.
like, how much will you suffer through to pretend you like a beer? That's what I think when people drink IPAs.
Moe's is the best.
Hazies are pretty good though. Like I started dabbling in hazies.
It tastes more juicier, a little less on the hop side, but so I usually like go through my beer tastes. I have phases. and I've left my IPA phase, but I would get like sick triple and quadruple IPAs.
Ah,
But why? But why?
I
What were
like
you
say
telling
this,
yourself? When
Andreas,
you
because
paid
he's a
your
man,
hard
goddammit.
cash for
the
that,
stuff
what
we
would
were
you
doing
tell
back in the
yourself?
day when we used to have to bring for all of us to
Oh, yeah.
taste test it, the cans were fucking artistic as fuck. I still have some of on my shelf. Like they were always amazing.
but goddamn, could not drink.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I would judge the drink and it was always like the heaviest motherfucking thing you've ever tasted, and you left on a Sunday going,
Yeah,
it was
if
Yeah.
need to bring a
fun
beer,
to-
take a heavy ass stout, and it's gonna leave some damage.
Like
See, with
eating a sandwich. It's like you ate a sandwich as you
Yeah.
drank your beer.
Uh,
It's
a
not
nice-
fun. Like, what's the
a
point?
nice-
sandwich.
A nice bourbon barrel, like 15. Do it up.
And I do like a bourbon barrel too.
Do it up like a nice
Oh,
pushing percent with
A
nice-
good, like a good stout with like a side of like nachos or fries or something. You just leave there fucking full of shit. But
Oh my
like,
gosh.
some belching beaver, like some nitro, some. Ugh.
Can you guys drink alcohol while eating food?
yeah. I
Yeah.
usually
Yes.
Like
Oh, yeah.
snacks or like a legit meal?
No, a
I can
whole
have-
ass plate
I
of
can have-
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can have a full
yeah.
meal. If we're talking
Mhm.
mimosas,
Okay.
Yeah, I have a whole buffet with the mimosas. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
if we're doing
see,
mimosas
that's
for
not-
sure.
Okay.
And the
That's called
beer,
brunch.
I can exactly.
That's
I can do
exactly
that.
right.
Or
That's a
beer.
brunch shout out. Shout out to brunch.
Yeah.
Shout out to brunch.
But can you have like an IPA
Cheers.
with like a fucking like steak?
yeah.
I could. I wouldn't do
Yeah.
an IPA. I would go with stout, or I would go with like a
Yeah,
Mexican
it's
lager.
too thick. Too thick.
Mexican
Mm.
lager for me is very refreshing. So I like having that like.
See, Mexican lager with seafood. Like if you're eating,
Oh my god!
Fuck yes.
But do you see
Mhm.
how both are not heavy? You choose.
Mhm.
If one of them has to be heavy
Agreed.
and one of them has to be light.
Sure.
Agree.
Because it's the
But
same with like
it's-
Japanese
it's like
beer with
you're
sushi. It's the shit.
wine. It's the same thing you're doing with wine. Everything has a pair that tastes good.
The thing
Like-
about wine though is
Korean
I like
barbecue
to,
with soju. Have you ever had that? With like,
Of course.
your-
Oh, I
Yeah.
oh my god, you
Yes.
fucking maze balls. Going old school with it, but like because I'll do like maybe a plate and a half, and then the soju comes and like what I
Are we doing the show? Or are we just talking
I'm
as?
just like,
My bad.
I was gonna
it's
say
fun though. I like the community building. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Exactly. I
We
thought we
should-
were just still doing live. I forgot we were recording.
we should do the
Alright.
actually go have dinner together now that we're starting again.
yay.
Korean barbecue.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
fun.
the first thing we go to.
All right, so let's I guess we'll shift gears onto moving where we're gonna go. As far as the show is concerned, I'm gonna kick us off because I can't hold it anymore to talk about Nintendo World.
Wah.
Flipping amazing. My recommendation for anybody that is thinking of going in the future is there is a pre-show ticket that you can buy. It's $20, and with a $20 ticket, it gets you into the park an hour before opening. It guarantees you inside Nintendo World, and Nintendo World's the only thing that's open the hour before. But you essentially allows Mario Kart to be a walk-on. You get to do that, and then you get to chill out at the castle and do all the stuff. The Toadstool Cafe, the restaurant that they have there that's themed by Toad and Mario Land, is they have a QR code when you walk in, so you can if you are one of the first people there, you can reserve your table so that you can come back. So it's like you double dip. You get
Mm.
early access to the park. You make a reservation for the first reservations as early as 10 a.m. And then you start doing all your shenanigans that you want to do before the rest of the world tries to come in there.
Wait, what's
real-
the difference between Fast Pass and that?
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about so they have their VIP pass. The thing about the VIP pass is they don't put rides that are brand new on the VIP pass. So even if you bought it, you can't just. It's not just. It's not going to allow you to just walk on Mario Kart as their newest attraction. You can fucking rock everything else, but just not that. So this early pass for $20. Now, the thing about this $20 pass for Nintendo World that allows you an hour early, it
Hmm.
it has a dual purpose. It'll let you get in an hour early, and it allows one fast pass use to the tram ride. So you can't like it'll give you that, but the way I
The
see it,
tram ride?
yeah, the tour,
Hmm.
I know. And
It sucks
see,
that in 2 years it's going to be open, but the fact that they're gonna, well, you get this much now, and
Yeah.
then once it's no longer special, then
it's similar to the Disney way that they do things. Like right now they have the Genie Plus, and if you wanted you can buy certain rides a la carte. So if you don't
Hmm.
want to wait in this crazy line, you just buy it and you just show up and walk on. So it's similar to that, but in any case, the Mario Kart is extremely intuitive. It was so impressive how they did it. It's not you
are you on
collect
a are
these-
you on a thing
Are you doing an actual Mario Kart?
Toy
Like you're
Story,
driving
or
an actual
are
kart?
you really
yes
playing?
and no. It's kind of like a hybrid slow ride or a dark ride,
Mm.
what they call the Disney rides.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're
yeah.
so it's like that. It's a little faster than that, but it's like that. And you're wearing these like visor goggle things. So you're seeing the actual props that were created by the Universal crew, but through the augmented reality, you see the cartoon fucking Mario Kart sprites like driving around you, like going on, and they're like fucking each other up. And so the
Oh.
way you aim, so you do have a steering wheel, but if you turn it right or left, it doesn't change the course of the car. The car's going on its own track. What it does do is it get like if you turn the way you're supposed to, it gives you coins. And the idea is you want to have 100 coins by the end of the ride. But as you collect, like the way if you play Mario Kart, you get like shells to throw at people. The way you aim at it is with your eyes. So if there's one of the cars is like on a fucking jetpack above me, if I look up at it and hit the button, it'll shoot the shell at him.
Oh, okay.
And
Ooh,
so,
And
but
that'll register with the other.
yes.
that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
And
That's
so,
pretty cool.
so the idea is you as the writer, you're on Team Mario and you're going up against Team Bowser. So you see Mario's crew driving up and down, so you don't want to hit them because if you hit them, you lose points. So it's
Okay.
it sounds sophisticated. It's not. It's really fun. It's really fun. But yeah, you get
recommend
out of
or
there. Say that
You
again.
recommend?
1,000%. Yeah,
Okay.
it was
That
way
sounds
better
like phase
than.
one of what they're going to end up doing, where you're going to end up hitting cart 2, and then it'll
Old
register that I got hit.
for saying that. It's like, I'm too old for this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, I wasn't a huge fan of the Smuggler's Run in Disneyland, the Millennium Falcon ride, because it was very video gamey, and I was like, I want to ride. I'm here to ride something, and so I was afraid when they said this.
Yeah, you are.
That this was going to be like another like video game experience thing, and I was like, that's not what I want. But it was really good. Like even if you're not actively trying to shoot down all the Koopa kids, you're gonna have a wonderful
For
time.
kids? We're shooting kids? What happened?
You're shooting his kids. Well, they're not his kids anymore. Now it's the Koopalings, but
Okay.
Super Nintendo days, those were his kids, all 9 of them. But
Oh
Does
yeah.
But they
make you
changed
wanna
it.
see? Does it make you want to see the movie more or less?
honestly, I'm already hyped for the movie. They got posters all over the place over there. So
Yeah.
it's got me more hyped for that.
Okay.
There is a secret attraction that's there too. So all that they've really been advertising is the Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And so you get these little bands and Dana got the Princess Peach band.
Of course.
So you sync it with the Universal app, and you're hitting all these different blocks, and there's little hidden Mario logos. If you scan the Mario logo, you get like little power-ups. There's little mini games throughout the park. There's 4 total. You just need to do 3 different ones. Each one gives you a key. With 3 keys, you can get into there's a side entrance to the Bowser's castle, which is where Bowser Jr. is at. That's the extra attraction that
sounds fun.
hasn't been advertised anywhere. So we're like me, my buddy, and my fiance. We're just doing these mini games because it's like, well, it's what the app is telling us to do. We had an hour before it opened to everybody else. So we were able to just like do it all. And we were like, oh, let's check out this thing before we move on. And it was a full on experience. Like you go in order to get in, you have to like hover your watch over the thing. It'll check to see that you have the 3 keys. If you do, very video game like, it lets you in. And then when you go
Wow.
in, you watch like an instructional video of what you have to do. It was very much like a Connect or a Wii game.
I'm on very Ready Player One. Very Ready Player One.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, so it gave you the objective of the game. Essentially, you fight Bowser Jr. He's gonna throw bombs at you. And so you're standing in front of a screen and you have to like hit the bombs towards him.
Oh
And
wow.
then and then if they shoot like bullet bills at you, you can like duck, you can jump over them, and it's like very interactive. You get like the fire flower at one point, then you can just shoot fireballs at like different things. So and you're with a team of 8 people. So it's all 8 of you that's all working towards the same goal. You're just fucking up Bowser Jr., So it was such a fun, and it was long-ish. But because it was only down to the folks that had to have 3 keys to play, like the line was going by so fast because it's like in clumps of 10 or 8 or whatever. And yeah, no, it was so much fucking fun. Definitely worth the trip. Strongly recommend for anybody that is even remotely interested.
Awesome. Fun. Jealous. Can't wait. Can't wait.
So
I'm
good.
getting one of those star bags with like popcorn in it, so I can just walk
Oh.
around snacking. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I bought the star one, the star popcorn bucket.
Yes.
$49. So
Yep.
more expensive than Disney.
Oh.
Oh no,
And-
my daughter has the Minions one. Believe me, I already.
Oh, you already knew.
Oh.
So they had a sipper cup also, completely
Ooh.
sold out, but it was like it was a 1-up mushroom and then the red mushroom. But both of them were sold out. We tried to get those, and
We saw those when we went for Grinchmas and to go get, because I got to get my hot butter beer in the wintertime.
for
So
sure.
we
Right.
saw the
As
little
one does.
bags. That's why I was like, once they open it up, I'm going to go in and get one and get my popcorn in it, get my sippy mushroom, and be like, the biggest in the bunch.
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, so much greatness.
You can hear it in his voice. He's like, take me back. Yeah.
Dude, I want to go back so bad. Like me and Dana, because we have the silver passes, we're like, do we go back this weekend? And we saw, but all of the Nintendo Land passes, the $20 pass that I was telling you guys about, they're all sold out through the rest of the month. So we're like,
wow.
so because of how packed it got after the park opened, we're like, I don't know if I want to go and wait. Like, 'cause it was within an hour, it was at a 200-minute wait for Mario Kart.
Oh wow.
So it
It's like when they
was,
dropped it. It's like when Harry Potter opened and it was like a
Yeah.
4-hour wait. to
Yeah,
get
well,
inside.
Harry Potter for like
Absolutely not.
for the first 2 years, Harry Potter, you had to reserve a spot for it. Even if you bought tickets to go to Horror Nights,
Mhm.
they would close off Harry Potter. They're like, fuck you, you're not seeing this part of the park. You have to pay money during the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was almost like that at the Christmas. They were directing us like airport traffic. Like you go
Yeah,
this
man.
way, you go around that way. I was like, this don't feel magical. This
Yeah.
don't feel magical.
They I went to Horror Nights this year, and I think it was the very first night. So they actually had the Harry Potter land open this time. So you would
Yeah.
go and you could like go through Diagon Alley and you could see the Dementors. It was pretty dope.
I thought it was, was this the first year that they actually did like
So
I think because they had also the show, the dark arts show on the castle,
Mhm.
right?
they
Yep,
did,
the,
yeah.
the projection show. It's pretty cool too.
I thought so. Like I mean, it's hard to say that they're going to compete with Disney, but I like that the more they up the
Yeah.
stakes, the more Disney's going to up theirs. And so I know Disney has obviously way more, but I appreciate the friendly competition because it keeps each other like, oh, well, they're doing this, so we got to kind of keep bringing it up. So the quality
Well,
keeps
it gives
getting
you
higher.
also it gives you a cheaper option to not have to
Not anymore.
sucks that it was like
Not cheaper,
we
dude.
have
They're
the same rides
Not-
that we've had since 1978
Oh,
versus Disneyland that keeps continually working on their shit.
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Universal
not
has been rocking with the same 5 rides for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Viper fucks you up, but it's still there.
Yeah.
That's Magic Mountain, man.
Viper fucks you up, bro.
That's Magic Mountain.
He definitely
that's
said
well,
Viper.
give you an
I was just
example
gonna
of-
let him keep saying it. I was just gonna let him keep saying
Why
it.
Viper
Like,
fucks you up?
yeah,
Viper and Ninja.
yeah, but that
Ninja's
is
the shit,
definitely
like.
Six Flags. That's
No,
definitely Six
but
Flags.
that was one of those.
Like an old man
Magic
here.
Mountain is very. You go once, you have the rest of their gear free. I didn't.
Yeah. Dude, ain't nobody going to Six Flags anymore, man. Like,
Absolutely not. Mm-mm.
I drove by. I saw a
I'm in my
poster that we're
30s.
talking about like
I'm in my
Wonder Woman.
30s.
And what there's a Wonder Woman ride, and I want to go see
Yeah.
that, but I don't know if I don't think I have the ability to do roller coasters like that anymore. I think it'll just fuck me up.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm.
A few years ago, our job gives us like an employee day, so they gave us tickets maybe a couple of years ago, and I used to, when I was younger, I fucking loved roller coasters, and I could do like one after another, and I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
last time I went, and I was like, motherfucker, I need a break. A break in between, because
It's
Jeez.
your stomach. All those drops.
I almost passed out on Goliath, but everything else I was fine.
Oh, the corkscrew
First
part.
drop?
Is what-
Yeah.
That
I was
corkscrew
on-
was pretty
You know
good.
that person that goes on that fucking slingshot ride and they fucking pass out and like
yeah,
Yeah.
I was going there and then we
ever catch
hit and then I was fine. Like once we landed, I was like, oh, like I was blacking out.
the best
Oh,
part of those is where they constantly like pass out and wake up and then pass out.
Yeah.
That's so fucking crazy, and you're still on the same ride. I still want to do one of those rides though.
You know,
I mean,
thank
I'm good.
you. Yeah, have
Before,
zero.
before we move on to the next topic,
I was like, what's next?
I pulled up Ash is gonna hit me with what's next, but I pulled up some fun little facts and riddled in between the topics that we talk about. I thought it'd be fun to say these things. Want to go around the room to see if I can get a vote of what you guys think. I looked up some of the most expensive cards that I've ever sold, and I'm purposely keeping it very generic.
Come on, cards?
Yeah,
Cards?
Trading
Or
cards. Trading cards?
trading cards. Yes.
Oh shit. It's gotta be Pokemon for sure.
All right, Mose, what are you thinking?
Yo. No, Magic the Gathering.
You think Magic Gathering? Okay, give me a dollar amount. What are you thinking?
62. No, 48,000.
48K? Okay.
Yeah.
Ash, what are you thinking?
Well, last WrestleMania, Logan Paul, it might have been a SummerSlam, but Logan Paul, the big thing for TMZ was Logan Paul was wearing a $5 million Pokemon card that was not laminated, but whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
capsule.
So clearly 5 million, I'll go, and
Oh.
Pokemon.
Okay. And then Andres, what you got?
The Yu-Gi-Oh and that fucking bracket. Give me
Yu-Gi-Oh
100.
for how- All right. So neither of you, nobody picked the top selling card, not even the genre.
Oh,
That
shoot.
genre is actually a sport. Sporting it's a sport card.
Baseball cards.
Baseball card. All right.
Really?
Moses, do you know what player?
Oh, that should be the
I'm
thing.
on-
That should be the thing.
I'm on Jackie
Hey,
Robinson, Hank Aaron. What's the guy that played for the Merlins? I'm on
Ken
James,
Griffey? Ken
Ken
Griffey?
Joe DiMaggio. Who was it?
There's this famous baseball card where it is Cal Ripken's brother, and he took a picture of the bat, and on the bottom of the bat it says like "fuck you" on it or something.
Oh, no, not that one.
Yeah.
So
That's so Simpsons.
Ash did pick the number 2 card. So the number 2 is sold for 5 million. It was a Pikachu. It was
Jeez.
it was a graded 10 first edition Pikachu, and it was capsulated that Logan, and that was actually the description. Logan Paul bought it for 5 mil, 5.2.
Oh my gosh.
But the top card is a Mickey Mantle card. Sold for
Damn it!
2 years ago, sold for 12
New
mil.
York.
I should have
years
known
ago.
it was Mickey Mantle. I
You said
should have
2
known.
years ago? Wow.
12 mil 2 years ago.
$12 million for a baseball card.
And then so it's actually
Imagine explaining that to your wife.
You know
Or-
what
Yeah,
I'm
no
saying?
shit.
Like
Maybe are.
when you filing your taxes and you're like, how can I
Yeah.
write this off? It was,
Surprisingly, most of the cards, I thought I was going to see some Magic the Gathering in there too, because I was like, okay, those were the OG playing cards,
Right?
but the trading cards, sports trading cards, were by far they're like littered in it. So it was
Oh.
like, and even like Babe Ruth was like 6 mil, so Pokemon was like really far down on the list
It's
at
not
5.
even money I can fathom.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
ridiculous.
Anyway, so there's that. I got a couple other little
Remember
fun facts.
Marvel Series 1 and Series 2, and the back of the hologram cards made a poster?
Made, yeah.
Oh, that was my shit for so long.
Classic.
I had like a 94 Flair series of X-Men cards. And as a kid, I still have it in the binder, and they would make like images. So each
In a binder. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
with
the
the
That was the shit.
Come on, show
You
us.
put it in a binder, and then you
Show
left
us
it,
the binder.
the card you didn't have blank. Like you left it blank because you wanted to.
oh no,
Fuck,
I
that was the shit. They don't even have that shit any. Well, maybe they do because I don't collect anymore. but-
94 Flair Ultra X-Men. That was my shit.
Wow.
I had baseball
I'm ready
cards.
for the
up
I'm
until
ready for
1
that
year, and
cartoon
then
to come
Marvel
back.
Series 1 came out, and I had a whole folder like George Brett. I had fucking Ken Griffey Jr. There was a time when like Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. were on the same team for
Yeah.
1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's when I actually followed everything. That was
Yeah.
fucking cool. Fuck yeah, man. That
All
was
right,
cool.
Ash, what do we got next on the docket?
I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. The first thing we have, because we were talking about your first thing. Tarantino's 10th and final film will be called The Movie Critic,
Oh.
which is
How do you
I
weird.
feel
don't
about
know.
that, guys?
Young, I don't understand why it's the final film, but
Yeah, I don't understand. He's retiring as a director?
You actually
officially?
gonna be his
no,
final.
I don't believe it at all.
I mean,
But
it was speculated for a while, right, that he was going to keep.
I
it at
believe
10.
no sequels, but I always believe like maybe a character will show up in another movie because it's the same world. Because
Wow.
he secretly became the guy that's creating its own little world. But I don't think it's gonna ever be. He'll never probably do a sequel.
If Selma Hayek came to him and said, let's do another one, I bet he'd say yes. I bet anybody fold for Selma Hayek. Just saying. Just wanted to do a shout out for Selma Hayek because she's so fine. Okay.
Sponsor of the podcast.
I just want to talk about Selma Hayek. You're so beautiful. If you ever hear this, thank you.
I think it comes from all of us. We agree. It was beautiful.
This message has been approved
And you
by
know what was
Comix.
amazing is she wanted to do comedy movies, and they said you're too beautiful to do comedy movies, and that's
And
the
then she
reason
did Dogma.
Grown-Ups.
And then she did
Grown-Ups
Dogma and
and
proved
Dogma
everybody wrong.
just to fucking say like a fuck you to them, like
And Wild West.
nice.
Wild, Wild
Wickedy Wop.
West.
Wickedy Wop.
No, uncalled for. Uncalled for.
The
Talk about-
studio was right on that one, but other than that.
That one falls on Will Smith, not fuck.
Well,
He turned down the Matrix for that movie. He
Mar-
turned down the Matrix for
and
that
then
movie.
editor insert keep my motherfucking name out of your motherfucking.
Okay, well, you said you've grown. Leave us alone.
Yeah,
I get though in that there's something you're trying with brand new fucking directors versus the popcorn movie that's gonna make you $5 million today.
Could not have guessed that Matrix would take off the way it did. Who
Yeah,
nobody
you could
thought
not.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody thought that, but man,
Somebody had a shot with Keanu. Was like, "Hey, I'm doing a movie," and Keanu was like, "All right, I'm down."
Did you fucking read that Wild West fucking script? Or
But he probably saw Kevin Kline. He saw
yeah,
Salma
Which-
we
Hayek.
saw the names.
100%.
Right,
He saw
exactly.
Salma
He probably
Hayek.
saw that and
He
went,
saw, he saw
But that-
Salma Hayek, and that's it. That's all it takes.
"Oh, not to mention Kenneth Branagh. You probably saw that and went, this is gonna be, how could I lose?" And then Lawrence Fishburne, and then everybody I don't know. I get it. I totally get it.
And everybody I can't name, good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for all of you. You've all
I'm
done
pretty
great
sure
things.
like we could go to a bar right now and be like, Keanu, I'm doing a movie. I'll be in it. And we'd be
He do
gravy.
seem like he'll be down. He do. That's true.
And
He's
as
the
you
subway. He'd be
like
down.
runs from,
He's so chill. He seems so chill.
All right, after John Wick 5, I'll do your movie. What's it called? The Crackhead. I'll do your movie.
Hey, shout out to John Wick 4. That's going to be at the Alamo. That's where I'll be.
woo.
Woohoo.
Yeah, one of
Oh,
my
I'm the only one that lives up here. That's right. You guys are all bundled up down there in the warm. That's true.
one of Dana's friends is represents Lionsgate, which is doing that film. And so I was like, we were hanging out with them a couple weeks ago, and they were like talking, and she was like talking like business, like she's like, yeah, like, you know, we're talking to China right now because we want to do marketing, but they don't want to do marketing, and Donnie Yen's really big out there, so it's gonna change. So it's like listening to the business side of it, and I just wanted to, and like wandered it through. I'm like, oh yeah,
Your
Ip Man.
wife about meeting Keanu.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, Ip Man. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a great film. And she's like, do you like the John Wick movies? Do you want to go see it? I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't be mad.
I mean, so, if we're not doing anything, yeah.
We're in the Rockies. Yes.
Yeah.
If you were busy, you know, maybe.
And I just found out relatively recently that one of her other friends is Bert Kreischer's agent.
All right.
And
We just name dropping. That's cool.
and he posted about it, and I was like, oh dude, I saw the special, it was great. He's like, did you see the credits? And his name's in the credits. I'm like, oh no shit. And I take a picture of it. But that's the end of my story.
Well,
Did he take his shirt off and fucking do?
He did not, but the first day I met him,
because he's got the fucking movie coming out, and I fucking hear about the machine.
the machine story.
mm,
What else we have on the docket?
That was his first fucking. That was the joke. Like that's the joke that even in his first years, like he built up on that joke, and then it became, I'm gonna tell a bunch of jokes until that story.
You're gonna
be
that. I'll tell you about a story about you in Russia with a bunch of fucking Russian mobsters.
Yeah.
I get it. It's over.
It was always gonna be a movie, bro. It was always gonna be a movie.
Whatever.
What else?
Can we do a shout out to Esteban real quick?
Yeah.
He's like, so just so folks know, Esteban's having massive amounts of technical difficulties, and that's why he's not joining us. But we miss you, Esteban.
Yeah.
Does he tap out, or is he still trying to tap?
Okay.
Yes, we just got a message into the group chat. His computer is
DOA.
Well,
revisiting the clip.
Esteban's computer.
Indeed. Cheers, sir. One for you, one for the homies.
And we're the homies. That's twice you went fucking deep voice.
I went Thug Life.
He definitely went late night radio host voice on us this evening.
What's sad is we're only on the second thing. So revisiting the blip, possible breaking Marvel news for phase 7.
Oh.
I don't know what he had planned for that.
I was gonna say I don't really have much to say about that.
We'll add that. Well, okay.
Hey, cool.
Let's keep the
dope.
I'm not letting Marvel fool me. No. I haven't forgiven them since the Ralph Boner. Never.
Hey, Ralph
Never.
Boner?
Ralph Boner.
I'm not forgiving them. I'm not forgiving them for that. You're talking about Marvel Phase 7, and I'm still mad at the joke at the end of WandaVision.
Got it.
They didn't have to do us like that. That was unnecessary.
Well,
I'm damn near hate.
Wait. It's been a while since WandaVision. What was
I
the
still
joke?
haven't forgiven them.
Quicksilver. How they brought Quicksilver from the Fox series, and they
Yeah.
made it
Don't
seem.
try to downplay my outrage.
No, I'm explaining it to Ash.
I don't even remember what she's talking about. Everybody, you don't remember.
Yeah. And so then it turns out that it wasn't, in fact, the same Quicksilver coming through. It ended up being this guy named Boner that was an actor.
Oh, that's okay.
She's like, you look different, but you feel familiar and all that. And so, like, us as viewers were like, oh my God, they're merging the worlds.
His name is Boner, but you feel familiar. That's awkward.
They fucked us.
Yeah.
So
they really did. And since then, I've been side-eyeing them.
I'm gonna be honest
bombastic
with you.
side
Like,
eye.
I mean, I haven't even seen Ant-Man Quantumania or whatever, but I don't really have a desire to. I mean, I will eventually, but
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Either.
Is that the Rotten Tomatoes thing, or is it?
no. Just prior,
No.
even before that, like 'cause the idea of Kang being the big bad, and yet Ant-Man beats him by himself. But then I'm aware that the end credits is like, oh, there's an army of this guy. But I'm like, that kind of reduces the significance of it. Like Thanos was
Yeah.
one dude, and you're saying this guy's worse than Thanos, but
But it all led up to him. It
Right.
was like all. It's like a
and that
video
was
game.
that's my whole
Big bad,
gripe.
big bad, big bad until fucking the big bad.
Right.
Yeah.
The
And that,
thing is, Kang is not worse than Thanos because he's bigger or stronger. He's worse than Thanos because he's an infinite amount of people. Whereas Thanos is just one dude with one initiative. Kang is a million with a million initiatives. You know, it's a little different. He's a little grander. Just saying. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, I mean, let me. How do I phrase this? Like, I'm
Fair
excited for
phrasing.
Jonathan Majors because
There
Jonathan
we go.
Majors has a very like commandeering presence. Like, what's the Witchcraft Country? What was the name of that show that he was in?
Lovecraft Country,
Lovecraft Country.
sir.
Yeah.
I loved that
Shout
show,
out to Lovecraft
and
Country.
then Lovecraft Country was great. Well, the first several episodes.
Now, Louise.
we about to fight the day we met. What's happening
Like
here?
we just met, sir.
We about to fight. I mean, I dropped off the show. Jonathan
Okay.
Majors for me was the saving grace of that show.
Okay.
And that was what kept me kind of coming back for it. And so when I heard that he got signed to be the Marvel villain, I was like, dope. Like, we need some intimidating presence. And when he was in Loki, I was like, oh no. But then when you realize this dude has range, like he was kind of dweeby weird, like this weirdo. And then from what I've seen in trailers, he's like this badass dude in Quantumania. But I don't know. I don't have that pull to go see this
Do
crazy.
you know what makes me want to go see Creed 3?
Oh, Jonathan Majors, I would imagine.
The bestie vibe they have doing interviews.
Yeah, it's
I haven't
pretty
seen
And
it.
cute.
then
I believe it.
them about to fight because they used to be fucking besties that grew up a certain way, and one went this way, one went that way.
Yeah.
So it adds to the whole fucking story of what they're trying to tell for Creed 3. I don't know if that was planned out, but it's making me want to not wait for streaming. I might want to actually see the fucking movie in the theater.
To go see it.
I would say,
Yeah.
it probably was planned out since they're now trying to get that TV show going on Amazon Prime and make a whole Creed universe. I think that Michael B. Jordan has further reaching ideas for the characters than we might realize.
Yeah.
And I love their bro chemistry. I love it.
Did you see Creed?
No.
Oh,
And he might be,
After
even
all
though
that, no.
he's Apollo's kid.
I don't remember what
Well-
happened in the second movie, so I was like,
Where we could go with this guy
you're good.
is he could be the new Creed to his Rocky.
Yeah.
Wherever they're going with the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet, but fucking it was get this fool and let's bring him up and let's just have a fight. And then he goes the distance, and then the champion doesn't get respect. So let's do a part 2. The guy actually beats the champion, and then Rocky becomes this, and then they become besties to beat this other guy. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I could totally see.
Well, one thing that I really appreciated about Michael B. Jordan is that I haven't seen the third film, which I do plan to, but I guess in one of the fight scenes, there's a scene where the two fighters, they're both throwing a right hand and they both collide at the same time. And I guess one of the critics said, "Oh, you got that from Naruto, an anime." And
somebody else said Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
And he
Oh, yeah.
he's like, it was from anime. He's like, but it wasn't Naruto. And then he revealed that he was like an anime fan, and that a lot of the fight scenes were inspired from anime. And it was just like, I don't know why that made him that much more attractive. That it was like, he's like a nerd. He's like one of us.
One of us.
Yeah.
I would have guessed part 3 when they have that match and they both are hitting each other at the same time and it becomes
Yeah.
a pain.
Yeah.
That's what I would have guessed, but that's cool that he said anime.
Yeah, exactly.
But
That's
wasn't
what I
that
was.
the Rocky ending? Wasn't that the Rocky ending? I thought that's
Yeah.
how they did it.
Part
Was
3.
I was like, isn't it the Rocky 3
Part-
ending?
or four right after that.
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah,
said
he died.
that the way that it was shot, he did it like as an homage to this anime.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, no shit. I'm like, that's cool.
But he won't just tell us what's the sauce. Give us the sauce.
Well, you see, I think that's smart marketing. That's gonna make the people that have seen it already watch it again, and they can critique it and dissect it, or the people that haven't seen it, such as us, that are like, now here we are talking about it, and we're like, I want to go see it. So, the dude's a very smart businessman, and to make his
Every time he brings that up, you fucking do this. I catch it.
and with his directorial debut and to have done as good as it has, like, it's impressive. Good on you, sir.
Definitely. I definitely give nothing but kudos to seeing these successful Black men. Absolutely.
So this episode has been brought to you by a shout out to Salma Hayek and a shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to the both of you.
And then just
and
Jonathan
beautiful
Majors,
kids.
just for fun.
Jonathan Majors
Majors,
for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Because-
that's a dude that'll change the oil in your car. Like
right?
he
And tell you
that ain't no
and
bitch.
Tell you a cool story while he's doing it. He's gonna tell you a cool story. Yeah.
He will get all the groceries in one run. No two trips for that guy.
Absolutely.
He just grabs them all and he just where you want this, baby girl? I'm like,
I bet he makes really good sweet tea.
Drop your voice.
Exactly.
There's
I don't know why he changes his voice, but he fucking does.
Your voice.
All
we
right,
want this, baby girl.
please,
Yo,
Mr. Host. Superman is directed by James Gunn.
fuck yeah, it is. I want to hear Andres' opinion on
Don't
this.
say fuck yeah, but don't say it with that level of enthusiasm.
Oh, I'm gonna block out the bottom left
Really?
for the rest of
Nobody
this.
knows your screen, bro. All of our screens are different.
Why is he blocking out his stem on? He's not even here.
Don't point to any of us because it's different.
All right, let's hear the pros. Let's hear the pros.
Andres, I want to hear your opinion. Superman directed, now heavily inspired by All-Star Superman, which I just read last week for the first time ever, by the way.
I was gonna pick it up too. I haven't got.
Good run.
Please.
So Superman, for Mosby, Superman is my favorite character growing up. I haven't been keeping up. Yes, I know. Thank you. I saw the face. Yes, Batman fan. I got you. Sorry about it.
They're friends. You can like both.
That was for Ash and Ash only.
Still like fatigued about
All y'all. Sorry, Andres, continue.
I'm so fatigued of like all the DC bullshit, so WB bullshit. So cool. I don't give a fuck. Am I surprised that James Gunn is going to film it? No, he's fucking writing it. So what the fuck? Like, it's not a surprise. Like,
Is the first one supposed to be Legacy, or is this something different from Legacy?
Legacy.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
like
And it's animated, or it's gonna
No.
be legit?
it's live
Oh,
action.
nice.
Live action.
Live action
Okay.
Oh no.
with
So
his
he's
new-
already Superman. We're not going to see the fucking run,
Correct.
jump. We're going to see
Oh.
him as Superman.
He
Okay.
he
No
would have
more
been
run,
at
run,
it.
jump.
He'd have been at it for 2 years. is what he
Okay.
said.
And that's when we fucking time loop and bring Brandon Roth to be the age he was for Superman Returns, and we bring him back.
Hmm.
thing.
But can we get
That,
like one
that airplane
example?
scene was like, that's fucking Superman. That airplane when he's like the safest, blah blah blah, like that's fucking
Very
Superman.
People shit on Brandon Routh a lot, but I loved him as
Yeah,
Superman,
it's
and
fucking
I'm
really good.
standing on that hill.
I
Absolutely,
did not blame him for that Superman. It was the writing, as
it wasn't his fault.
he
Shout
deserves
out
it.
to Brandon Routh. Mm.
Who was the ducky? Like, okay, so it was not James Spader. It was
Oh,
Homeboy.
it was. Oh no! Don't say the name. Mm-mm.
I know it was Kevin
Don't
Spacey,
say it. Super Ken.
but
We don't know
the-
that dude anymore. We don't know that guy anymore.
but the ducky was it Oliver Platt? Who was the ducky? Who was
You have
his?
to remind me of who Oliver Platt is. No offense, Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt is oof. God damn it! I can't think of.
Oliver Platt was
Exactly.
in The Rock. He's the one that puts the straw between the fucking so it
Yes.
doesn't detonate.
Yes.
He was in a million fucking
Yeah.
movies.
Shit, and I can't think of one.
He was in
Okay,
a
you
million
said The
fucking
Rock.
movies, and everybody
I'm
watching it
trying to. What
yelling
was
at
his
us.
outfit? What was he?
He was in a presidential movie. He was in ID4. Fuck. I know he's in those movies. I just can't tell you what he did in those movies. He's one of those. I'm the face, and then he's in Ready to Rumble as the main
Oh, he
character.
came out in The Bear last, so he was the guy that was backing them, giving them money.
Is the bear good? I'm down
The
to start it if you say
Awesome.
so.
Oh,
It is. Is it
okay,
good?
okay,
I'll start
okay.
it.
Oh no, I like him. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel bad for not remembering his name. My
Yeah. If
apologies.
he's in the bear, I'll see it.
Because
Yeah.
I enjoy him. Yes,
Okay.
I like him. Why didn't you say Lake Placid?
Yeah, Lake Placid, exactly.
I've not seen the show.
It's been forever since I've
You
seen
mean
that
the
movie.
movie?
Yeah.
Oh, Lake Placid.
Yes.
Ash, give me back my
You
house.
don't
I'm,
fucking
I'm,
alligator till the end. It's all computer generated.
I'm
Oh,
surprised,
that's so bad.
Ash.
That was
Mr.
Anaconda days.
I'm
That was
afraid of
Anaconda days.
a horror
Oh my
movie.
God.
I have
Okay,
seen
so
that.
like,
You know
host
why?
movie-
Because the fucking in Anaconda, that shit looks. The only thing that looks gross is
The only-
when John Voight gets
Yeah, it gets
spit
thrown
back
up.
up and
Yes.
he's all,
And he's missing one eyeball.
yeah.
Young
And Lake Placid is like, fuck, bro, that's easy. That's
No, that
nothing.
was
That's
cute.
not-
Lake Placid was kind of cute. The way she was feeding him.
Exactly.
But
And you don't see
host
anything till the
Luis,
end.
what's your opinion of James Gunn directing?
Oh,
Look at you!
fuck.
Look at
Get
you
back to
bringing
where
it
we
back.
started.
I'm impressed.
I'm a professional.
I'm genuinely excited for it. There's no hype at all yet. However,
Why is it a surprise? The whole fucin world is in his hands. Why is it a surprise?
well, I'm just saying it is an exciting thing. Like in what he wrote about it, he said, just because I write something doesn't mean I feel it in my bones, visually, emotionally, and enough to spend 2 years directing, especially not of something of this magnitude. Yes, I'm directing Superman Legacy. It's been a long road to this point. I was offered Superman years ago, and I said no, because I didn't have a way that I felt was unique enough and fun enough that gave Superman the dignity he deserved. So
Hey, that does not sound like a cop out to you. That doesn't sound like a cop out to you.
I
Come on, Andre. Come out.
Could I ask a question?
I guess not. I mean, I thought here's the thing about Superman,
Okay.
and then I'll let you say.
I know. I hold it.
It's the thing about Superman is that I don't feel movie wise within the last 20 years,
25 more, 30.
25, 30 years, he hasn't been done justice. Like the directors that have touched him don't understand the character. And so they understand elements of it. And if Gunn has, I have a belief that he has a respect and understanding for these characters. If he did what he did to Guardians of the Galaxy, a fucking D-list graphic novel from back in the day, and then brought that to what it is today, and like
to a C-list movie series. Yeah.
And then you ask a kid that is fucking 12 years old, who's your favorite comic book hero? It's not a surprise to hear him say Rocket Raccoon or fucking Star-Lord, which is not like, to hear something like that, I just think is so phenomenal. So to then be given someone like Superman, it's like, I feel that he would be giving it the respect. But sorry, Ash, you wanted to say something.
If Clark had acted the way he was for Batman versus Superman after everything, like dealing with comic book wise, dealing with the ghosts, dealing with like Black Superman, dealing with like all that stuff, and then he was suspicious of people, cool. Like, I think they were just trying to get us like, let's get us to Marvel fucking as fast as fucking possible.
That's exactly what it was, man.
Yeah,
terrible. Such a terrible plan.
Was never. So my question when I raised up my hand was, we have seen Superman in like Batman latex We've seen Batman in cloth. Oh, sorry, Superman in cloth. Sorry, let me fix that. We've seen Superman in the Batman latex in the when he was moving the bank vault, and that was like the fucking first picture that we saw. And then we've also seen the Superman that is Christopher Reeve, that is cloth, and like, so what do you think our new Superman is gonna look like?
I'll do you.
You know
I'll
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
one
Like,
question. I'll do you one question better. Which James Gunn film makes you confident enough that he can tell a good Superman story?
Brightburn.
Not a slapstick story,
Thank
not
you.
an anti-hero story, not a
well,
we walk the edge, but we're still kind of cool story. Like
it's
what
weird because
story has Gunn
everybody
done
shot on Suicide Squad
that
1.
makes you think he could do Superman?
Right.
Everybody shot on
Andres
Suicide
said it
Squad
already.
1, but everybody
Brightburn.
came for Suicide Squad 2.
I know you're not gonna use Suicide. He didn't. Is that your example? Suicide Squad 2?
No, not me.
Well,
That's no.
That was the acceptance of we're going somewhere with fuck that made us accept Peacemaker, that it made us accept. No, really? Okay,
I
that's
watched one episode.
weird because I've not heard any.
Oh wait, you're
I
talking
watched the first
Peacemaker
episode.
of Peacemaker?
No, I'm
Mhm.
saying from Suicide Squad 1, which everybody shot on,
Of
to
course.
Suicide Squad 2, there was a big difference in that we thought it's actually gonna go somewhere, it's gonna do this.
Yeah, 'cause it was just R-rated Guardians of the Galaxy, so he had already done that. Literally, just put them in different outfits. They even
And
had an animal sidekick.
Let me ask you two, Mose and Ash. Have either of you two seen the movie Brightburn?
Of course. I knew you were going to bring up Brightburn. I knew it was going to be you, Luis.
Well, no,
knew
I
it was gonna
didn't.
be you.
Andres did. I simply agreed. But Brightburn was good, and fundamentally, it spoke of the character, I thought, and it was a very fascinating thought of what if Superman was a piece of shit and decided to go this route. Now,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but what I was gonna say is that's what Zack Snyder fucked up, is that he didn't understand the character essentially down to the core. So when he's there killing people, it's like, okay, you missed exactly what the fuck's going on. Was that a big deal to me? No, at the time, no, but it also wasn't. It wasn't Superman, and I think they fucked Henry Cavill over.
oh, dude,
Yeah, big
so
time.
no.
Wasted him. Yeah, definitely. No,
So-
definitely not arguing pro Snyder. Me questioning Gunn is not a pro Snyder. I just want to put that out there.
Like they have to.
Two movies of him not killing somebody to snapping the motherfucker's neck, like that. Even though he cried and he made that fucking moment a fucking thing, at least we would have accepted it more because of, you know what I mean?
Go ahead. Let Andres finish. Go ahead.
They,
Never say that to me again.
whoever takes over, and yeah, I'm not. The way James Gunn handled his taking over WB, I wasn't a fan of. He could say whatever that fucking Henry Cavill wasn't given. They fucking said he was going to be Superman still.
If they did, they lied to us.
And-
Flat out.
And moved on. And they're getting rid of Gel too. Like, all right, you guys are. So from the start of it, I am already iffy on it. So earn me being a fan again. Like that is my character. I love that character overall. So just earn me back.
Even the win of, it's weird that the win of Aquaman and the win of Wonder Woman part 2 people shat on, and then now they're shitting on part 2 of Aquaman.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, now there's just
That's the
not
end
that-
of the Snyderverse has come to an end.
right. It's just like, well, why are we gonna invest? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's why
Flash
he-
is at least gonna have the
Don't get our hopes up.
right.
What,
Flash is-
what's sorry,
Go.
buddy. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, Snyder, although I wasn't a big fan of his directing, I'll say this: he had a very good eye for cinematography. There were some of the most beautiful shots I've ever seen in a film. Like
That
the-
whole Aquaman scene, absolutely. With that
Yeah.
lady singing for no reason, I still loved it.
like there are 15-second.
Louise, can I pause you?
Yes.
Him walking out of the bar drinking a bottle of Jack as Aquaman versus him drinking that bottle of Jack as Lobo.
Ooh,
Yeah.
goosebumps.
Right?
I see it. I see it.
Way more sense. I
Well,
get what you're trying to do,
see the thing.
but then
All I was gonna
Aquaman
say.
doesn't need to be like, hey, like he doesn't need to be that either.
Well, he rebranded him because Aquaman was never that dude. He was like a very normal size blonde hair white guy.
Yeah,
You know,
super
and
cool,
then
super
for
cool.
him to have looked at it,
Yeah.
for him to have looked at it and been like, no, who better to have the king of the ocean than a fucking Samoan guy? Like, I thought that was such a beautiful vision.
Made
When he
sense.
did it, when he first put out the posters, I was like, dude, I was the first one to jizz myself. I was like, God damn, this is amazing.
Okay, okay now.
So over women, you were the first one to jizz themselves.
Yeah,
Got it.
true.
That's what he said.
Now,
That's what he said.
So now again, he was
Can't
a
wait to go to your
beautiful,
wedding, bro.
beautiful cinematography is different than beautiful directing. Beautiful cinematography, because I liked 15-second increments of his films. So I'll give you an example.
15 seconds.
Yes. So Batman vs Superman, not a good film. However, there's a scene where the Trinity is standing there right before it turns over to the monstrosity that is Doomsday. But that 15 seconds when you see them all like kind of pose up, and it's like that scene is amazing, and then it goes right back to being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
See, but that's a week because all you had to do is show the fucking three of them, and everyone's gonna nut. Like that's fucking weak.
First we jizz, then we nut. Absolutely.
It's the same thing though. But that's all I'm
It's weird
trying
that
to
that's
say. It's like,
backwards, but
All you
either
do
way.
all three together, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, everybody!" Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
It
the
wasn't
cheer.
earned.
It wasn't earned, no. But it's the same even with like Man of Steel. I rewatched that relatively recently, and when he first like starts to understand his powers with the first flight that he does, when you see like the pebbles kind of circling around, like
Yeah.
that shot is beautiful. The
Yeah.
movie, I would have liked it to be better. I didn't hate it. The ending, I wasn't a fan of, but
I did it. Yeah, I agree with you. Where I didn't hate it, but that just wasn't Superman. Like that's not Superman.
right, I wanted it better.
What do
But
you want in it? What do you want in it then?
well, Superman's being, it wasn't him. It's hard to explain. It's like when you know what this character is supposed to say, do, what his charisma is supposed to be like, or what his ethics are supposed to be like, and then you see this interpretation that's not that. It's like, it's not.
Long hair Superman is a very different Superman than
Well, we're
That's what
talking
I'm
Man of
saying.
Steel.
We're talking long
Right.
hair with the beard.
even coming back again, even coming back from the black suit, fucking mullet Superman was very different than fucking Superman. Like, I took you out with a double axe handle and he just punched you once and they both died. Like that's what it took. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But
The thing with Superman is like you could just break it down that he like I said this before, like in different iterations. Even as an alien, as an adopted son of Earth, he's more of a human than fucking other humans. He has the compassion.
Yes.
As long as just fucking understand that he knows that he could fucking rule this fucking world, but he doesn't because he like loves human beings and he loves life, and so
Yes.
he's the protector.
And there's
there's
the irony.
Superman
This
fucking
alien.
covers where he's just pulling down a branch, but it's like a whole fucking tree for the little girl to get a fucking her cat.
But in there
Like-
lies the irony is that this alien is more human than any of us.
Exactly.
And
have
all of Batman's
We have
fail
had this.
safes to take down Superman all hit
Play on his.
Sup-
Yep. They
Oh,
all-
say it. Finish the sentence.
They all play on his. They play on his because he's the boy. Like
They play on his humanity.
Play
Yeah.
on his humanity.
On
and his
an
love for
alien's
people.
humanity. And he's like, this is how I'm going to take you down because you have a heart. And ultimately, Batman, if it serves him right, he won't. He'll close himself off to that. And he'll be he'll be the Dark Knight if he has to be. But it's like, but in there lies their perfect balance. It's a great yin and yang, and that's what I loved. And that just was not there. Obviously, we all saw the
Nah,
Snyder movies, you know, and
They're
so
trying to get to.
They didn't
So
get a
the-
chance to
so
build up
the-
their
They're trying to get to
brand.
Justice League
Exactly.
2 before they fucking.
And
do
so
care.
then to bring it back to the start of this conversation, the why am I excited? Why do I have any type of excitement whatsoever? Is
Yeah.
if anybody understands this, which I feel that we're dealing with some folks that may, we're in store for something good. Now, just like what Andres said, you have to get me excited for it because I've been wounded. You know, where this is an abusive relationship. We're consistently fucking having to explain or accept this bullshit that we've been getting fed, but to just be able to allow it to happen. So although it put a smile on my face when I saw the announcement, I'm optimistic and I am happily waiting to see what happens.
Good for you.
I've brought.
Keep it going.
We'll go into the next subject, but I brought up that it'd be cool if he passed the baton to Grant Gustin in the Speed Force.
Nope.
But what if he fucking just ran, came out of the Speed Force like at a liquor store or something, and
So
and just landed all burnt up, all fucked up. We're talking about Ezra Miller, and then just like somebody checks on him to see if he's okay, and that's him touching dead Ezra Miller, like the dying Ezra Miller, is the pass off, like, and then just black. You know what I mean? Like that's the physical pass off of you're the new Flash, bro. Whoever it is, the Maze Runner or whoever you choose to be it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Wait a minute though. Dylan O'Brien could though, but it would be better if they passed the torch off to Aaron Johnson, who is who played Quicksilver.
That would be an ultimate DC slap to Marvel. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Homeboy's gonna
He's gonna be Craven.
Homeboy's gonna be James Bond. He's not gonna do this shit.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I've been an Aaron Johnson fan since he was Kick-Ass. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Dude, he bulked the fuck.
I
up.
liked him before everybody thought he was hot. That's
I was-
right. Shout out to Aaron Johnson.
pretty sure in this room
nobody
liked
talks
him before he thought it was hot.
Fucking the original Kick-Ass.
I was into Kick-Ass. I don't know. Something about the
Okay.
glasses and the curls. Something about the glasses and the curls.
It did it for you.
But
Hey,
Louis,
wait.
give us another fact. Fun
Oh,
fact.
funny you say that. That's exactly what I was pulling up.
You got it.
I was
done.
reading your mind.
That's
Real quick rundown, Luis. What you have left is the Penguin HBO Max, Snyder release Darkseid tease, and Guillermo del Toro cast so far, and spoiler talk about Last of Us and Mandalorian. That's all you have left.
Joseph.
Yes, that's all we have.
That's all.
We're probably gonna skip through a lot of that, guys.
You got it. Just let
all
you
right.
know.
So we're gonna hit 2 fun facts because I got 3 total left. So 2 of the fun facts, one of which is I am gonna throw. Now I'm not gonna make it too hard, but I'm just gonna have you pick the type of out.
Sorry, Dana.
So now this one is the most expensive drink. You don't have to name the drink, but just tell me what type of drink that it is. And it's gonna start
Would
with
you have to guess the alcohol?
Ash, if you think it's alcohol. So the most expensive drink in the world, and then I'm gonna ask you to give me a price point. I'm gonna start with you, Ash, then it's gonna go to Mose, then Andres. Ash, what you got?
The fact that you said it might not be alcohol, I don't know
Right?
if you're tricking
That
me,
threw
I
me.
didn't
That
say it
threw
might
me.
not be. I just said the most expensive drink.
because kids drink Martinelli's on fucking New Year's, and I don't know if there's like a weird Kardashian Martinelli's that they might drink.
Fancy apple cider?
Drink.
I'm gonna go. The fanciest one is it's gonna involve the alcohol whiskey.
Whiskey, okay. Mose?
Fuck, I feel like it's tequila.
I feel like it's a wine.
A
I
wine?
feel like it's some kind of foreign wine.
Okay.
Non-American wine.
Andres?
Probably something French.
Champagne.
Champagne.
Ooh,
Okay.
that was my second
It's a
guess.
fucking very good one.
So Andres is in the top 3.
Yeah.
Cognac Champagne, most expensive $2 million bottle.
Cognac champagne?
No,
Okay.
bro. That
Cognac-
shit better be fucking so bomb. Like you
Cognac
write a
and
unicorn.
champagne mixed together? Wait a
Wine,
minute now.
wine was
No.
not on the list.
Damn.
Whiskey, not on the list.
I know,
Bourbon.
but I was thinking of
Tequila
Bourbon.
Lay, the name of it was
tequila. I said I feel like it's tequila. Sorry.
3.5 million.
Oof.
And then we have a billionaire vodka, and that's costing at
Vodka.
3.7 million a bottle.
That's
Jesus.
got to be mixed with something. There's no way.
Oh, man.
That's gross.
I was looking at the bottles. I mean, they look like fancy as bottles. Don't look like no million dollar
It's
goddamn
gonna
bottle.
already taste like something else because vodka's gross.
Man, where were you the day you realized vodka is the worst?
The day that I pulled it out of the freezer,
Oh,
this
I
big
got-
plastic jug bottle, and I poured
Yep.
it.
I drank a whole plastic jug bottle of pop.
Plastic jug.
Pop off?
Yep, 24-hour.
Oh,
Did you write out your will and testament before you did it?
That was bad.
Pop
okay.
off.
So then this is the least fun one because the answers weren't as fun as I was hoping it would be. But the most expensive books
Ooh.
ever. And I'm going to start with you, Andres. I feel like you probably have the best shot at this one.
A Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Okay, that's your guess. You give me a price point.
A price point, 5 mil.
5 mil. Okay, Mose.
An original like copy of the Bible from
Oh,
somebody.
you took it from me.
That's
It's gonna
right.
be
I'm
like-
going with a
Hold on,
fancy
hold on, hold on,
Bible.
hold on.
Martin
little bit-
Luther original.
Be a little bit more specific.
Ooh, okay, so I'm on the right
Ooh.
track. Okay. Gosh, like
Handwritten by fucking John 316.
right, I'm like the first Bible off the printing press
Gonna be
in the
Okay.
Vatican.
Martin Luther in the fucking Reformation
Right,
days.
Martin Luther's thing on the door.
He's posting the Bible up on the fucking door.
The book of Judah. It's the book of Judas. Watch. It's gonna be the book of Judas that they found in that cave.
You're
For
saying
like-
book.
Whoever wrote Revelations had to be like, and done.
You're saying-
$12
saying-
million for the
You're
book of
saying-
Judas.
Book of Judas. All right,
Book of Judas.
Ash.
Moby Dick.
Ooh, my favorite book. How'd you know?
Mose is the closest.
Damn.
All 3 of these are religious books. They're all religious texts.
Makes sense.
One of the 30 million, the Book of Mormon,
Jesus.
the original Book of Mormon. Yeah. The Codex Hammer, and that was written by Da Vinci, and also about
Mhm.
like religious background.
Mhm.
And that sold for 30 mil. And the number 1 spot, the Magna Carta,
Okay.
35 mil.
I forgot that exists.
I know, so that- It
I
wasn't
forgot
until
that
I
was
read
the
this
real
thing,
thing. Damn.
until I
You
started.
know,
I
you learn
started
about
putting
it
up
in
this-
history, but you don't think that it still exists somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, I was like,
Magna
I
Carta.
was like, Anne Frank's diary. I'm like, that's got to be number 1. And no.
Absolutely not.
That's not because of selling. That has to be somebody collecting, and it's the highest.
Well, it was like the OG one, and then it's
Oh,
like
the original.
right.
Something
Yeah.
something from like Anastasia's family probably costs more than that. What are they called? The Romanovs. Somebody's Romanov diary or something.
Maybe. All right, so then moving that on to HBO's Penguin, I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, very similar to what Andres had said earlier, that impressed me at this point. Like
They don't have a leg to stand on with their fans right now. And even though Penguin was one of the best parts to come out of that new Batman movie because Colin Farrell just nailed it. I'll stand on that. Colin Farrell nailed that character. I'm still kind of just like, go ahead, Ash. I see what you want to say.
especially when they took the bullets out of the gun. When this movie came out, they're like, we all speculate, is this the new Batman? Is it not the new Batman? And we're enjoying the route that it's going. So we're like, oh, we're on for a ride. And then it's like, oh no, that's the that's a other world, right? Or
Yeah, it's an
Yes, it's an Elseworld.
That's an Elseworld story that doesn't connect with the rest of it. So it's like,
Right? And so now they're
oh, like,
making Joker and Batman connect, and I'm like,
whatever.
now we got to follow a whole new tract. No, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still on board, but
I'm
yes,
gonna watch
I
it, of
agree.
course,
I
but I'm gonna
agree.
talk about it.
Yeah, well,
If
I'm gonna
they
talk some shit.
introduce-
I'm gonna talk some shit. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna talk some shit.
If they introduce villains, kind of like what they were trying to do with Gotham, if they try to introduce villains' origin stories along with Robert Pattinson, like, but don't make fucking Riddler blah blah blah, and then in Batman, the Batman, it's somebody else. It all has to fucking connect.
Yeah.
Or just fucking don't do it. Like, if you're gonna make a decision for Riddler or anybody to be in this movie, they got to show up in the fucking show or in the movie. Like, just don't fucking make it stupid, because Batman kicks Penguin's ass to find out who the fuck he has to, you know what I mean? Like, what's his name? You know, like that kind of fucking shit. Like, make it all fucking connect. Especially when they did that. Come on, why are you showing me that when he did De Niro? Like, clearly he showed up that he's the rat. So just continue that storyline without it being fucking weird, you know?
Yeah.
I think
That's
the news bit was that fucking Robert Pattinson couldn't come out as Batman
In the outfit.
Wayne, but then it was fucking debunked by James Gunn himself. Cool.
So it seems like they're copying what Marvel's formula again. Movies that connect to TV shows that connect back to movies.
But even if not, like him showing up in the ice house as Bruce Wayne, like, he's not gonna walk into, until he has his guy, he's not gonna show up as Batman anyway. Otherwise, you're giving away a fucking movie. So
Which-
even if he does,
He's vengeance, Dash.
For Mosby, I was gonna like, yeah, you're right. As long as they do it good, then who gives a shit? Just do it good.
Just do it good. You know, easy. Just do it good.
Now, here's what I will
even if
say
you
about
start Penguin season 1 with fucking Robert Pattinson leaving his office, you have the whole season for us to go, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah,
That's all
that
you
would-
fucking really need.
That would be bullshit. Like, I would be like, fuck you. You just fucking paid this dude to fucking show up so we could show up to the show. Fuck
Okay,
off.
but continue it in
exactly
the
what they're
movie
gonna
where
do.
he left, and you're following, in the movie you're following him, but in the show you're following Penguin. Right? Just
Don't
fucking
make
make
you're telling me you don't make my brain work that hard.
Wow,
But-
come on,
Like,
people.
I want to
Let's-
see the gadgets. Like, what's going on?
We dealt with Civil War. Our brain could fucking work a little bit better than this.
Let's talk
can't
about the
go-
Batman for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The Batman. How for Batman fans that are in this virtual room.
Talking to me, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, no,
Talking to me.
I figured. How amazing is that scene at the very end of the film when he's helping the emergency recovery team and the little girl that was in the rubble, and she's about to get taken into the ambulance, and she grabs him by the sleeve. Like, she was so scared. She's like, no, I want you to stay with me. And like the look that he gives this kid of like, the fuck? Like, and at that moment realizing that he was this thing of vengeance, and it's like, oh no, I need to be a protector. And it was like where that triggered and happened.
Yeah.
It was like, that was such a huge part of his growth, because that first year, you know, it was essentially his year 2, but in year 1, he was just, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of all these people. I'm a nocturnal animal and all this, like the beginning of the film, which I really dug, that whole noir feeling to it. But then at the end, you see the growth of this character, and oh God, it still makes my eyes water when I watch that scene of just like seeing.
You know, in all honesty,
realize stuff.
I've watched. You explaining that scene is gonna now mean that to me, because I didn't watch it like that. I was like, that's gonna be the Joker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the way I watched it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Catwoman's hot. Like, again, she's hot. Like, that's the way I watched it.
Yeah. At the very end of
Fucking, that's fucking 3 hours. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
watched it the way I watched it. And the next time I watch it, I'm gonna watch it like that, going, that scene means a motherfucking thing.
yeah.
Because when he's carrying everybody through the water, and it's his cape in the background.
Yes, and they're
That
following
was
him.
something. Yeah. So
He's
imagery.
becoming the big. Yes, it's the cinematography. It's the imagery of what's being shown.
Right.
It's like the director is showing you. No, they're all following this one man.
Right.
A very
Or when he
flawed
lifted
man.
the pipe and they lifted and they all came out. Like yes. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and it's like, and so now this is now Gotham's protector, and it
Right.
was like,
Mhm.
oh,
I mean, he spends the entire movie telling everybody he's vengeance. He asks everybody, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?" As if he doesn't already know. And then
Yeah.
he spends the whole movie telling everyone he's vengeance.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like you can't be vengeance if these little people depend on you the way they do.
right. But he was an angry man, you know. He was just like even
Sure. So
like even
angsty. So much eyeliner.
even with Alfred, like I was just like, dude, be nice to him. Stop being a
He was
dick.
so
Like,
cranky. So cranky.
no.
Don't be mad. Don't be mean to your surrogate dad.
But what fucked him up was when he walked into that room and there was footage of his dad. He just instantly turned into a little boy.
Yeah.
He really
People
folded in. He really did.
May make fun of him for doing Twilight, but sometimes you got to do the fucking $1 million movie to fucking be able to fucking act like a motherfucker.
He was
Okay,
given.
admit it. Which one of y'all watched Twilight?
I didn't,
I
but
binged them all because I had to at least do it once.
Which
But
team
after
are
that,
you?
no.
Team Jacob or Team Edward? It's obviously Jacob. I don't know how you're thinking about it for that long. I didn't see any of the movies, by the way.
Once it
But
got
I do own all the books.
you didn't see any of the movies, well, then it gets weird. Oh, I spilled my beer. So we're good.
Well, for the record, I've always been Team Jacob. Just
You
made
can't
more
go off-
sense.
As long
based
as
off
it's
of
a direct-
abs and a fucking flat top.
It just made more sense. If you read the book, it just made way more sense. Because who's picking pasty, shiny vampires when you can have a 6'5" werewolf? Like, come on.
Yeah, don't go off of story. Go off of
Be
based off-
serious.
physicality.
Be serious.
I will say they had a good guy into werewolf transition.
Oh, did
Rather
they?
than breaking bones, it was just a weird, but
Explosion.
it was cool. It's
I'm a
cool.
wolf. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to push us forward to the end of our discussion here. Before we get into the spoiler talk, this is my opportunity to say spoiler warning to everybody that's still
Warning.
listening. And if you don't want to hear any spoilers, this is your chance to get the fuck out of here.
Danger,
Come back.
danger.
And before we do, I do have one last fun fact before you decide to log off. If you don't want to listen to spoilers about Last of Us or Mandalorian.
Oh, this is live.
Mm.
Ooh, okay. Well,
This
then,
is probably 3 weeks ahead. That we're probably behind right now.
yeah, true. All right, so this one is food. We're gonna say
My
the most
favorite.
expensive food items. And I'm gonna start with you, Mose. And
Caviar.
say that again.
Caviar.
you beat me.
Caviar. Give me a
Definitely caviar.
Give me a
And
price point.
I would say 1.3 million per jar.
Gigawatts. If you say 1.3, you got to be gigawatts.
Who's next?
It has to be a baby something. It has to be you're right, and it has to be like.
That's true. Caviar is baby fish. That's true.
Yeah, it has
Has to
to
be a baby
be
something. Baby human.
something delicate and fucking stupid.
Oh no, this is getting dark.
It is.
No, it genuinely does. Like, I just got this fucking.
Pick.
Pick something. It's a baby kangaroo.
It's a wallaby.
As dark as that is, probably. Okay, we're doing price points.
And food. Food and price point.
I will go a kimono dragon egg.
Ooh.
Price point.
I will give it 3.5 million.
Okay. So very similar price. Andres, what you got?
Oh, what did you? I'm sorry. I didn't know what everybody else said.
With caviar first, but Mosby took it from me, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with like fucking rare truffle.
Ooh, purple.
Oh,
Good choice.
that's a good pick.
Good choice.
God damn!
All right,
It's so funny the way we think. Is like, yeah, fuck yeah, it has to be.
first round, none of you got it. One more time.
Baby
Andres,
dolphin?
you first.
Go again?
Go again.
Oh
One more
my
round,
God.
and then I'll just tell you guys what you get. What it
So
was.
none got close?
None of you got the top two.
Wait. Give us a hint. Is it a
What was
fucking
the third one? What was the third
egg?
one?
Okay, here's what I'll say. Here's my hint, and then Andres is going first. I am willing to put money that everyone in this virtual chat and most people listening to every single person listening to this podcast has definitely had one of these items.
Oh shit.
And I would argue that most people listening to this, I would say a good 80% have had this other item.
Pizza. Oh wait.
It's gonna be
Not much.
something stupid like a fucking hamburger with gold leaf on it.
That's
Made by
exactly what I
fucking
was
Gordon
about to say.
Ramsay or something.
And
Gold coated steak.
the Wagyu steak with fucking gold leaf.
So you're saying steak?
Sure, I'll go with that.
Price point?
3.25.
Everyone with 3.2. Mose, what you got?
Human flesh.
Oh,
We've all had that.
Did you guys see the menu? I'm just saying. Okay.
Yes.
Actually,
Gosh, it's gonna be some rare animal that we don't normally eat, like zebra or something, or guinea pig or something like that.
well, he said that one of us we've in this room we've had it. I've never had.
That's
zebra.
fair. Okay, so then I'm sticking with pizza. Then I'm going
Ash
with
has had
pizza.
guinea pig.
Yeah.
Pizza. I'm going with pizza.
Okay, pizza price point.
I'm gonna go with 2.7
Okay,
million.
Ash.
I'm gonna go with tuna,
Ooh.
but like a blue fish, like the fucking weird. Like I caught something and we don't know what the fuck it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tuna,
Yeah.
Price point.
4.3 million.
Okay,
I like how we all put a point.
all right. So all of you,
Or wrong.
two of you got the actual food. Price point way out. Pizza was number 2. There's
That was the best.
What pizza is that expensive?
pizza in Italy for 9,000.
Why? Why? What makes it worth $9,000?
It's this particular pizza spot.
No, is it ran by
Particular
Disney?
spot.
Like, come on.
Now, the most expensive item is a sushi spot in Sri Lanka. It's in Asia. 15K for a sushi roll.
Wow. We're over here with the millions.
It's
We
like
got
a-
fooled
like
by the
yellow-
previous things.
Was it like yellow tuna or yellow?
I mean, it just had pictures of it. It was like
What's the
Definitely not
blowfish
yellow
like?
fin. You can get that
60K.
anywhere.
What's the blowfish that like
I
Simpsons
can't
taught
tell.
us? Like,
Simpsons
cut wrong, you die.
Yeah.
Is it a blowfish?
No, it wasn't blow. I mean, it just said sushi, but
No, but you remember
No,
Simpsons?
it
Like,
was
if it's cut
sea
wrong,
anemone.
you die.
cut wrong.
Okay.
you know.
Definitely sea
Like-
anemone.
Like literally the first season of The Simpsons.
Yeah. Some people are not old enough to remember that.
1989. Ooh.
But thank you for playing along, everybody. All right, so spoiler talk. Last of Us. I know Mose, you didn't watch it. Last episode. Raise it. Show of hands. Who watched the last episode?
Feel free to talk about it. I played the game, so go ahead.
Play
Andres.
the whole game?
I've played the game. Yeah.
And you didn't like it?
Oh, I don't need the show. I don't understand. I'm not that into zombies. I think that's what it is. I'm just not
That's
a big zombie
interesting.
person.
That makes
I
it
didn't
more
watch
interesting
Walking
than the
Dead
person
either.
that played the game that didn't like the show.
I didn't say I disliked it. I just don't need it. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Is it
Sure.
so much like the show or so much like the movie that you're like, oh, well, then
I already
I
played the game. Like when I watched the first 2 episodes,
Wow,
and I
okay.
was like, "Oh, okay, it's the game."
That's a
Got it.
different vibe.
I
That's
will
a
say,
very different vibe.
if you haven't, for everybody that's seen the show, like if you listen to the podcast, the HBO podcast on it, it adds so much more to it. Like, so it does the show director and the writer of the game. They're both on it. And Troy Baker, who is Joel in the game, he is the host for it.
Nice.
Okay.
So that fucking podcast is good after you watch the episodes, and you could see like what they were going for, why they changed certain things up, and they explain just exactly why they like changed something up and added backgrounds to it.
Uh-huh.
So for Mosby, when that came out, I was like stopped playing video games. So I played like the first episode of that fucking show and I stopped. Which I enjoyed, but they do go into details about some stuff that you go into that you're like it adds like it'll
Okay.
add experience in the game. So I understand what you're saying right now is like I already did it. Why do I need to go back to this? Like it'll enrich that experience for you.
Okay.
It's not like Walking Dead where people die the exact same way. It's that person still dies, but it's serving a different fucking story, and he may not die the exact same way. That same person dies, but it still serves this story, not whatever fucking story. And
Like
the side by side of everybody has left me, everybody but you.
Mm.
Boo, boo,
I heard
boo.
about that. I heard
Like
about that.
fucking that was like, I don't have a daughter, but that was my goddaughter talking to me, and I was like, yeah, let's go
Aw.
fuck up everybody in this fucking let's kill everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like once you say that, then it's kind of like like there's things that make you break down your shields of emotions, especially as a guy. You break down little things like fuck, of course. And that's why there's daddy's girl and mama's boy, but like there's things that innocence does to a guy that makes it like you're all the way like down here and you don't even know it. Like you sneeze, it's gonna be God bless you. Here's fucking wipes, here's fucking tissues, here's a doctor named fucking Chavez. Like we're gonna bring you fucking everything because there's an innocence of like thank you, and then there's an innocence of like thank you. Like there's just a fucking same thing with a boy to his mom. Like
as you're saying
my
that,
mom's gone for like last 2 years, and I'm still a mama's boy in that like you know what I mean? Like your mom gave you fucking everything. You brought your daughter on today. Like fuck, we never get to see her, but like you know, like if you fucking say the words like we all no, she's fucking set for life. You know what I mean? Like just you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I think
Like
Aw.
to touch on what you're saying, it's like it's even more because he already lost his daughter at the start of the show.
right.
He failed already as like a protector or a father, like all that stuff you're saying. So the relationship that comes up with Ellie, like you could see that it's his daughter. Like he's reliving that, and all the shit that he does, including what happens on this episode, which is to lie to her. It
And she knew it.
yeah, it's and she knew it, yeah, but she doesn't want to accept it.
Mhm.
So
She didn't want to die either. So
That's the greatest thing too about these after things is the actors saying like I played it like I heard it and I knew it, and it's something you wouldn't think of as the general public. That's what make these, and that's what Game of Thrones did. This is what we were doing, this is what we were thinking, this is what like they kind of do it and explain everything without it being like spoon feeding. Like it's really really fucking good. Sorry, go ahead.
Luis, go since you left us for a while.
right, tap back in.
It sounds like I was
Oh, you gotta fucking hear what you say. Anyway, go ahead.
I think I'm maybe going in a similar area. I mean, I wasn't happy that he lied to her. My only gripe of it, overall series, loved it. I also played the game, by the way, and I enjoyed it.
Also, she was growing up with her, and he like I killed the one person that was protecting you. Like clearly he had to lie.
But technically yes, but also no,
Right?
because she sent her off to Fedra to be raised because she couldn't have that, and she wanted her to have like a stable childhood that Marlene couldn't give her because she was the leader of the Fireflies.
What was the one thing she kept saying? Like, Marlene's okay. Marlene's okay. So again, you're for her, you're killing the one person that was protecting her prior to him. So that's why it became like she absolutely played that. I know you're lying, and this is what we do. Like she Bella Ramsey.
Yes.
She sometimes, which we've learned from fucking Game of Thrones, it's all in her fucking face and not in what she's fucking saying. Like she's played that fucking amazing. Even in falling in love with her best friend, the like, well, you could just go. But she really is saying, like, please.
By the way, so for that episode, like the Riley Ellie part, like, dude, you need to watch that because it does like
such a good fucking episode.
Dude, like,
it's so fucking like.
It makes me want to play the game again. That's for sure. I've been thinking about doing another run through as a result.
Like rich on it, so add to your experience.
We should do a play party. Yeah.
And
you guys got PS4s or PS5s?
5.
Both.
Oh,
I came to tell you goodbye versus don't leave me.
Oh.
But also tell me don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
It was that whole fucking episode was very like, I brought you one last goodbye, whatever, and then just tell me don't leave, and I won't leave. And it was like, like that's the only. It's very. I'm gonna be super fucking lame. A lot of times, it is very. I don't know what you feel versus what the fuck I feel.
Yeah.
And if all of a sudden we just fucking communicate, which is really what everybody fucking wants, if we just fucking say it, as opposed to just because it puts our fucking emotions and our fucking everything out there, and we're afraid of being hurt. And it's two people coming from two different places of like, don't hurt me versus I have to go, but keep me here. Stay, but I don't give a fuck, but stay. Like that was the most beautiful fucking episode of just fucking say the fucking words and I will stay. Just say the fucking word. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or no?
I agree with what you're saying. But they also can't because they're best friends. And Allie didn't know if Riley feels the same way that she did.
That's what I'm saying.
And then there was that part where they went past the Victoria's Secret store and Riley's all, oh, can you imagine yourself in that? And it was like the thong. And then Riley walks off and Allie's like looking
fucking stared at it.
Like staring at it like, fuck, why did she have to like hurt my feeling and not say? So like the whole thing where
I took that as I'm not that. And like you not change into that, but kind of
can I be that?
Kind of, right? Like kind of just figure out there's got to be a fucking balance of that. Because clearly she's not that. She's going to fucking army or Fedra. You know what I mean? Like it's like two of the fucking same characters just in a different fucking situation. I'm already going, and then this person, but I don't know, it's fucking amazing. It reminds me of Uncharted with the brother that dealt with a fucking million things and the brother that's innocent, and it's the brother that like just fucking stay innocent, but I will fucking get you to everywhere we fucking need to go. And the brother that looks up to you, like, I'll do anything for you. Like, it's just two different.
Nathan Drake and his piece of shit brother.
Yeah. I was like, which brother? You made it real romantic. Which brother?
They're not romantic, but it's the.
You made it real, like you made their motivations really romantic.
You make me not a piece of shit. You make me more of a piece of shit, but it's to save each other.
That's where Sully was like, dude, he's not good for you. But yes.
Yeah. But Sully ends up with the fucking douchebag brother in the end. Spoiler alert.
But back to back to
Yeah.
Last of Us.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you good.
It's
You
the
good.
things that we see, man.
No, I
That's how you
understood. I
analyze it.
understood. All I was gonna,
Always.
I'll keep mine short and sweet. Overall, I thought the show was great. The last episode,
Yes.
I felt that there were certain things that were a little out of character for Joel. Like it was, everything was happening at the pace that it was happening, and very similar to Mandalorian, where when he starts to give a shit about Grogu, like emotionally, you're just like, oh my god, he's finally starting to care about this little baby Yoda. And in this series, it was very similar. It's like, very blatantly tells Ellie, he's like, oh, you're cargo. Like, that's all you are. And like when she's trying to be a kid, he's like not having it or whatever. And then to all of a sudden, and yes, I'm aware the last episode she protected him. It was a very heavy episode. And then at the end, that scene, that got me. He's like, I got you, baby girl. When he's holding her, I was like, huh! Like I messed it up crazy. But then from that episode to the one that we got, all of a sudden, like he's like making plans with her. He wants to play board games with her, and he's like, he's like telling her about his daughter. He's
The
like,
dad jokes.
yeah,
I'm in the mood for a dad joke.
he's that I understood, because he's like, he saw that she was down, that their journey was coming to an end, so he was like trying to keep her distracted. But like the talking about is like he wouldn't stop talking. So
Yeah.
it felt
That she got SA'd, nearly got SA'd, and she had to kill.
yeah.
Your conscience. Yeah.
So he was trying to pull something out of her because she
Still in it.
she had PTSD and was dealing with the aftermath of that.
Yeah.
And he could see that, so he's trying to pull. So yes, he was not his character, and so I think I understand the point you're saying, but I think that character change was earned where he sees her as her daughter now. It's not just cargo anymore. Like it changed throughout the journey.
And I mean, I guess that really does play into what season 2 would be, because they already said that game 2 was going to be spread out into 2 seasons. So
Yeah.
there's like, if I had to guess, put money on it, Joel dies at the end of the second season. There's no way they do that at the beginning. And then season 3 would be Bella Ramsey.
They're gonna Glenn that shit.
Not all the. Thank God you said spoilers in the beginning.
No, I mean,
Right?
but it's in the
Yeah.
game. This game has been out for a year, so
And it's gonna be an uproar.
The game's been out for a while.
well, I mean, I remember, I think it was when Joel got stabbed in the gut, like Dana starts crying immediately, and then she looks at me, she's like, does he die? And I said, yeah. Like she asked me, like, and she's like, why the fuck am I watching this?
Spoiler.
That video game part 2 is so graphic. Like I saw it once, I'm good.
I mean, they didn't have to do my boy Joel like that.
They-
I was like, I get
the
you wanting
sound of it,
revenge, but
the
damn.
fucking watching of it.
With
Yeah.
the big uproar with the whole Joel
It
thing.
was a lot. I was not expecting that. I didn't play the game for like 2 days after that. I set the controller down,
It's
like,
fucking hardcore. It's fucking hardcore.
but luckily it was pandemic, so I was just going through video games like nobody's business.
The a lot of people take that as that's the point of where he became the dad, but for me, he became the dad when, I don't know if it was episode 1 or 2, when he fucked up his only contact with with Fedra.
Yeah.
And he just wouldn't stop, and she turned into like, this is the guy that's going to protect me. Like, for me, here turned into dad. That might have been because of his OG daughter and his, not OG daughter, but his real daughter. But for me, that turned into, because that was before Tess, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Before Tess died, before the promise. Like, he was already like, I'm going to kill my only contact of getting stuff done in this world that I have to come back to so it was already, he was dad since then. Just like fucking, sorry.
I was gonna say, I took that more of, that was still his PTSD of him dealing with the death of his daughter. So that brought him back to that moment. So that was him still dealing with. That's why he like.
Bro,
kept
he would
counting.
say your cargo, but he would hand her his last piece of bread. Like it was always like he was always, you're taken care of, and I just need to get you here, but I don't want to care, but I care. That's how I took it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then, so then that wraps us to the very end of what we got here. And let's talk about Mandalorian. Raise of hands. Who's seen the most recent episode? Okay.
I'm up to the waters of Mandalore.
Okay. So me and Mose are going to talk about this.
It's
Now,
all good. If you spoil, you spoil.
there's nothing really to spoil.
Mm-mm.
It's Mose. We've been talking about The Last of Us. Take it away.
I don't want to fuck up Mose.
How do you,
Blame it on her. You can blame it on her.
no,
I
but
would say
seriously,
that.
there's a lot of spoiler-ish things that we can say, but Mose will explain. How'd you like this episode?
So, I would say that I think it's been so originally, like, you're watching Mandalorian and it makes you think that Din Djarin might be the chosen one. I would say that this last episode maybe introduces somebody else as the chosen one and not the Mandalorian we think. That's what I would say. I would say that what I'm seeing is the buildup of someone else. We've seen the skills in someone else.
Yes.
We're seeing someone else ready to step up. We're seeing someone else connected to the traditions. We're seeing someone else who might be wanting another chance in the world of Mandalorians.
We
Just
talking
saying. We talked what?
Bo-Katan?
Yeah, we talking Bo-Katan, y'all.
Now, okay, here's my concern. And it happened once in the last episode of the Waters of Mandalore, and I'm seeing it, and I saw it again this last episode, this one that just came out. I'm getting nervous that they're gonna shift her to be the villain. You see that?
Ooh, now what makes you say that?
There were two scenes that were very ominous looking, where it's just like on her and she just kind of like looks at him. So the last episode, there was the whole scene where when the ship lands and it's Grogu in the ship, and she's like, I told him not to come back here. I'm gonna tell him like again. So there was like that aggression of leave me the fuck alone until she decides to show up. And then in this most recent episode, when they retreat back to the cave or whatever, and everyone's like putting a hand on Mondo, like she just kind of looks at him, and then she looks at the horn that's on the wall, and then she looks back at him, and there's just like ominous music playing, and then end of episode. So it was like, there's like a yes, and so she hasn't spoken up. She saved his life now 2-3 times, and she's just very like kind of calm, collect, like. But again, just like you said, you see how she's able to handle the Darksaber while he's not able to.
Right.
And
Right.
it's
Let's
super
talk
heavy
about
for him, and she's just
we really have not got to talk about this. Like,
She was really slipping and sliding with it pretty well.
yeah. So that it makes me nervous because I don't know. I mean, I've dabbled in the Clone Wars cartoon. One of my buddies, he's like full on watches it, so he'll message me. He'll be like, "Oh, I'm thinking blah 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 blah," and so he'll tell me all this fucking shit about it. But he's like, "Yeah, like she's such a badass. But she's also like the head of assassins or was. So it's very possible that because in order for him to lose the saber, he has to lose in combat. That she might challenge him. So it may be like that type of villain where she wants to be able to lead her people. So I would hate to see her
rivalry. Yeah.
like I would love to see her lead though. Like if there was a way for him to just forfeit
Same.
like
I want to
she's
see him still doing his adventures, still going around, traveling with Grogu. I don't want him like leading anybody.
Right. Same. Yeah. And
so it would make more sense for her to step up to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they're showing us. Like she's got just as much reason to be the person they could look up to as he does.
If not more.
When she comes from the family and everything.
Yeah, so. and now she's part of the same crew now because she bathed in the waters of Mandalore. Hasn't taken off her helmet. They're like, "You're one of us." Like,
I'm taking off the helmet.
They said, "Have you taken off your helmet since?" She's like, "Nope." And they're like, "Welcome back." Okay, then. All right, here we go.
And then that's where the ominous stuff started to happen. That's where I'm just like, "Oh, she's getting some ideas." But anyway,
how could she not?
Truth.
Ooh,
Okay.
exciting.
So that being said, I think
No,
that
real quick. The Han Solo,
He said, wait a damn
was
minute.
Mr. Scruff. It is Mandalore that learned Jedi stuff, and it's fucking Jedi who's learning Mandalore stuff. And that's why fucking Grogu said, fucking almost said, this is the way. They both looked at each other, and they're the same. It's gonna be their own, like Boba Fett. Like Boba Fett's not fucking like Mandalore. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna
Yeah.
be our own scruffy little, like, this is our own little fucking thing.
Well,
and that's
even
what is
Bo
different
Katan
from-
told Grogu that. She's like, we used to be allies of the Jedi. We weren't all enemies.
right.
And so yeah, like what you're saying, it's like,
Right.
yeah, it seems like it's like their own little faction.
Yeah.
I don't think she has the dark saber and uses it fucking way better than he does because she's the future. I think it's a teachable fucking moment situation. Like it's gonna be a thing. It's a revolving. She didn't want to go in the first place, but saved him as soon as he's in trouble. Saved him on top of I still have to go. Took him.
Yeah.
I went into the water.
Yeah. Without
Saved him.
hesitation. Without
Right.
hesitation.
Like it's not a thing. It's not gonna be a one or the other. It's gonna be a all.
I got one counterpoint.
Yep.
The mythical beast in the water. Who saw it and who did?
Right.
Oh, they haven't seen that yet. But
And exactly.
No, I have. I
And
haven't
the
seen
eye
the
contact.
very
the beast
latest.
was aware. The beast was aware of who was in the water. Just gonna say. And
the
somebody made direct eye contact with
Yeah.
it, and nothing happened.
in the beginning of the episode,
Oh, I didn't take it like that.
well,
I took it as saving, and then he like. Oh, I didn't take it like
the
that.
beginning of this episode, the one that you haven't seen yet, Ash, she asked, like, did you see that beast in there? And he's like, what
I
beast?
saw that.
He said, "I didn't see anything."
Right. He's
So-
like, I didn't
Right.
see anything. And
I
she's
saw it.
like,
It
never
wasn't the
mind.
beast it wasn't the beast pulled him to eat him. Just saying, like
Right.
there's just a lot of like indications that maybe somebody else is the superstar. Just saying. Maybe
Seems
it's
that way.
Bo-Katan's world. Maybe it is.
But maybe she'll take this as the reason to challenge him for that saber.
Mhm. If she's looking into the
Yeah.
folklore and she's looking at the
If you
symbols.
say the way you're saying it, she would be the next bad guy.
That's the way Luis introduced it, is that maybe she's about to pop up as some kind of rival.
Right.
No.
And then she'll probably be like, you know what? Nothing personal, but I need to lead these people. Yeah.
She does want to be the leader, or she would not have gone home to sit
Yeah.
on the throne.
Yeah, because when
And
she
she
fucking
got
when she-
angry about how the fact that
Nothing
everybody
here,
left. She's like,
fucking
without the
Boba.
saber, they won't follow me. So
Right.
then she shows
Oh,
us that she's
she
the
did say
badass
that
with the saber.
motherfucker shit.
So
And then on top of that, she fucking rules it better than he did because
exactly. So she's better with the saber, knows all the folklore, saves Mandalorian, sees the beast. Just saying.
and then is in the water because of him, but still did not take off the helmet, which he was not wearing the helmet.
It wasn't even her thing. She never had the helmet on
Right.
before.
Yeah, 'cause that's the
Oh,
She always took the helmet off
Nice.
before. But as
I
soon as she
didn't-
gets there, she keeps it on the whole time. Interesting.
yeah, she
He even-
does. 'cause
even
she
tells
talks
her,
about the food
right
thing
before
and
they
like,
land, he's like, don't take the helmet off, trust me. And then
Right?
they ask her, like, oh, you're one of us now. Like,
Well, surprise.
oh,
Welcome to the
shit.
crew. Ta-da.
I don't doubt that she'll be the bad guy. And it's good because she already proved that she was a better Mandalorian
Just
than
it-
he.
and I saw a meme that was like, how they do a whole episode without the Mandalorian in it. And I was just like, they did an episode with a Mandalorian in it. You just were, it's just a different
weren't paying attention.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Not only that, like clearly fucking Grogu is going stuff with stuff through Luke. It's gonna be good. Hopefully they
It's
just
good-
fucking
it-
piece it
it's
all
it's
together.
good
Keep it up.
stuff.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
It's good
Never say
stuff.
that again.
Keep coming. All right, guys. So on that note, I will put this podcast to a do. Thank you for everybody that stuck around to the end of it. We appreciate it. It's not lost on us that you are taking time out of your day to listen to
Absolutely.
what bullshit we got to talk about. And when you check us out on YouTube, on Comic Con Radio, if you can share, like, subscribe, it costs nothing to you, means everything to us. So again, thank you very much for all of you guys listening. And with that, we will say that we are Comix, and
We are fucking everywhere.
that is correct.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody.